Looking for a reliable handgun without breaking the bank? You're in the right place. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're exposing the truth that the firearms industry doesn't want you to know. You don't need to spend $1,000 to get a reliable, accurate pistol. In this video, we're revealing the top 5 budget guns that embarrass $1,000 pistols. And we are not just talking theory here. We're talking over 1,000 rounds through each of these firearms. No cherry picking, no special treatment. Just real-world performance that'll make you question why anyone would drop $1,000 on a handgun. Now, we know what some of you might be thinking. Cheap guns are junk. Well, prepare to have your mind changed. Each of these 5 pistols has surprised me with their performance, and they might just surprise you too. Alright, enough talk. Let's get into the list. Coming in at number 5, we've got the Stoeger STR9. Pistol number 5, Stoeger STR9. The STR9 is a striker-fired 9mm that typically retails for around $299. What immediately stands out is how much this gun borrows from the Glock design philosophy: simple, reliable, and built to last. But Stoeger didn't just copy Glock, they improved on it in some key areas. First off, the ergonomics. The grip angle and texture on this thing are excellent. If you've ever found Glocks uncomfortable to hold, the STR9 might be your solution. The texturing provides just the right amount of grip without feeling like you're holding sandpaper. When it comes to performance, the STR9 delivers where it counts. Testing 1,200 rounds through this pistol with only 2 failures, both with cheap steel-cased ammo. With brass-cased ammunition, it ran flawlessly. That's reliability that rivals guns costing 3 times as much. The trigger is where budget guns often fall short, but the STR9 surprised here too. It's not a custom job by any means, but it breaks cleanly at around 5.5 pounds, with a distinct reset that you can both feel and hear. For a defensive pistol, this is exactly what you want. Let's talk about the frame for a second. The STR9 features an integrated rail that accommodates most standard weapon lights and lasers. The texturing on the frame extends to perfectly placed thumb rests on both sides, giving you that extra bit of control during rapid-fire strings. One aspect that often gets overlooked is the slide serrations. The STR9 has aggressive front and rear serrations that make manipulating the slide a breeze, even with sweaty hands or while wearing gloves. This might seem like a small detail, but in high-stress situations, these kinds of features make a real difference. Accuracy-wise, this budget beast was consistently putting 5-shot groups under 3 inches at 15 yards. That's more than accurate enough for defensive use and casual target shooting to really put it through its paces. The sights are another pleasant surprise. While they're standard 3-dot sights, they're metal, not plastic like you find on many budget pistols. They're crisp, easy to pick up, and drift adjustable if you need to make corrections. And if you're not a fan, the dovetail cuts accept most Glock pattern sights, so upgrading is simple and affordable. Let's talk about durability. Budget guns often cut corners on materials, but the STR9 features a night ride treated slide and barrel. This provides excellent corrosion resistance and surface hardness. This pistol in humid conditions, left it in a hot car during summer, and even had it out in light rain during an outdoor training session. No signs of rust or wear beyond what you'd expect from normal use. One thing we really appreciate about the STR9 is that it comes optics ready in some configurations for just a few bucks more. The magazines deserve special mention. They're steel with polymer base plates, and they drop free when ejected, something you don't always see at this price point. The 15-round capacity matches what you get from much more expensive pistols, and the magazines feed reliably. You can usually find extra mags for around $25 to $30, which is reasonable in today's market. Maintenance is straightforward with the STR9. Field stripping follows the same basic process as most striker-fired pistols. The internals are clean and well organized, making cleaning a breeze. After more than 2,000 rounds through mine over the past year. For those considering home defense use, the STR9 comes from the factory with a surprisingly good set of internals. The firing pin block and trigger safety function as they should, providing that balance of readiness and safety that modern striker-fired pistols are known for. The downsides: the slide release can be a bit stiff out of the box, though it does break in with use. The magazines aren't as widely available as some other options on our list. And the trigger, while good, does have a bit more take-up than you might find on more expensive options. But these are minor gripes for a pistol that performs this well at this price point. One last point about the STR9 that's worth mentioning is the grip module system. The pistol comes with interchangeable back straps that allow you to customize the grip size to your hand. Bottom line, the Stoeger STR9 is proof that you don't need to empty your wallet for a reliable defensive handgun. It's a solid performer that has earned its place on this list. Pistol number 4, Canik TP9 series. Sliding into the number 4 spot, we've got the Canik TP9 series. If you haven't heard of Canik yet, it's time to pay attention. These Turkish-made pistols have been taking the budget market by storm, and for good reason. Depending on which model you choose in the TP9 lineup, you're looking at a price range of $299 to about $399. For our testing, we focus primarily on the TP9 SF, which sits right around the $320 mark. The first thing you'll notice when you pick up a Canik is the trigger. Folks, this might be the best stock trigger on any pistol under $500, period. It's smooth, has minimal take-up, breaks crisp like a glass rod, and has a short, tactile reset. It's the kind of trigger you'd expect after spending $200 on a trigger job, not on a pistol at this price point. Let's dive deeper into what makes this trigger special. The TP9 SF features a single-action trigger that measures around 4.5 pounds on my gauge. The pre-travel is minimal, and once you hit the wall, there's no creep before the break. The reset is short and provides both audible and tactile feedback that lets you know exactly when the trigger is ready to fire again. This translates to faster follow-up shots and better overall accuracy, especially for newer shooters who might struggle with heavier, grittier triggers found on many other pistols in this price range. During 1,000-round test, the TP9 SF ran without a single malfunction. Talking brass-cased, steel-cased, hollow points, flat nose, it ate everything without complaint. This level of reliability is exceptional, even for pistols costing much more. The barrel on the TP9 SF deserves special attention. It features a match-grade barrel with conventional land and groove rifling, not the cheaper polygonal rifling found in some budget pistols. This not only contributes to the excellent accuracy, but also means you can safely shoot lead bullets through it, something you can't do with polygonal barrels. The ergonomics on the Canik deserves special mention. The grip feels natural in the hand with nice contours and texturing that provides solid control without being overly aggressive. The controls are all easily accessible, and the extended slide release makes for easy manipulation, even with gloves on. One ergonomic feature that sets the Canik apart is the undercut trigger guard, which allows for a higher grip. This higher grip reduces felt recoil by better aligning your hand with the bore axis. Combined with the beaver tail design that prevents slide bite, the TP9 SF allows for excellent control during rapid fire strings, something we demonstrated in a side-by-side test with a $900 HKVP9. The Canik was noticeably easier to keep on target during rapid fire. Let's talk about the frame design. The Canik features a full-length dust cover with a Picatinny rail that can accommodate virtually any weapon light or laser on the market. I've run mine with several different lights, including the Streamlight TLR1, HL, and the Surefire X300, with zero issues. The frame itself is reinforced with metal inserts at key stress points, adding to the durability without significantly increasing weight. The sights on the TP9 SF are another high point. They're metal 3-dot sights that are crisp and easy to acquire. The rear sight has a squared-off front face that can be used for one-handed slide manipulation in an emergency. While they're not night sights, they're of higher quality than what you typically find on budget pistols. And if you want to upgrade, the Dovetails accept a wide variety of aftermarket sights. One of the best things about the Canik TP9 series is what comes in the box. You're getting a pistol, of course, but also a holster, cleaning rod, bore brush, extra back straps, and a speed loader. Try finding that kind of value with your $1,000 pistols. Let's break down the value proposition here. With most pistols, you're looking at spending an extra $50 to $100 on a decent holster, another $20 to $30 on cleaning supplies, and potentially more on back straps if available. With the Canik, all of that comes standard. While the included holster isn't the fanciest, it's perfectly serviceable for range use or as a backup. I've carried mine in the included holster for over a year with no issues. The magazines are another standout feature. They're made by Mech-Gar, one of the premier magazine manufacturers in the world, who also makes magazines for Sig Sauer, Beretta, and Smith & Wesson. The TP9SF comes with two 18-round magazines, giving you plenty of capacity for home defense or competition shooting. The magazines feature witness holes for round counting and sturdy base plates that can take a beating. Any downsides? The biggest one is probably size. The standard TP9SF is a full-sized service pistol, so it's not ideal for concealed carry. Canik has addressed this with their newer compact models, but those do creep up in price slightly. Also, while magazine availability has improved dramatically, they're still not as common as Glock or Smith & Wesson mags. Another potential issue is the slide-mounted decocker present on some models in the TP9 series. While not a problem on the SF model we tested, some users find this feature confusing or unnecessary. It's a reminder to carefully select which model in the series best suits your needs. Bottom line, the Canik TP9 series offers performance that doesn't just compete with $1,000 pistols. In some ways, particularly the trigger, it surpasses them. If you can handle the slightly larger frame, you're getting extraordinary value for your money. The TP9SF is proof that excellent firearms performance doesn't have to come with a premium price tag. Number 3. Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. Taking our number 3 spot is a pistol that needs little introduction, the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. This little powerhouse has become one of the most popular concealed carry pistols in America, and with good reason. The M&P Shield typically retails around $299 to $349, depending on sales and specific configurations. For a pistol from one of America's oldest and most respected firearms manufacturers, that's an incredible value proposition right from the start. Unlike some of the other pistols on our list, the Shield is purpose-built for concealed carry. It's slim, lightweight, and easy to conceal, yet still packs 7+1 or 8+1 rounds of 9mm depending on which magazine you're using. This combination of concealability and capacity hits a sweet spot that many other pistols miss. Let's talk dimensions, because they matter tremendously for a carry gun. The Shield measures just 0.95 inches wide at its thickest point, the controls. The slide itself is even thinner. For comparison, a Glock 19, which is considered a compact pistol, is about 1.26 inches wide. That difference of approximately 0.3 inches might not sound like much on paper, but when you're carrying it against your body all day, every day, it makes a world of difference in comfort. The Shield weighs in at around 18.3 ounces unloaded, putting it firmly in the lightweight category without being so light that recoil becomes unmanageable. This weight balance is crucial for a carry pistol, heavy enough to absorb some recoil, light enough to carry comfortably for extended periods. The sights on the standard Shield are basic 3-dot sights, but they're metal, not plastic like on many budget pistols. They're low profile enough to avoid snagging during the draw, yet prominent enough for quick target acquisition. If you prefer different sights, the aftermarket offers everything from fiber optics to tritium night sights at reasonable prices. The trigger on the standard Shield is, well, it's serviceable. It's not going to win any awards, but it's completely adequate for defensive use, breaking at around 6.5 pounds. If you're looking for a better trigger experience, the Performance Center models offer significant improvements, though they do push the price up slightly. Let's talk about the grip texture. The Shield features a unique texture that strikes a perfect balance, aggressive enough to maintain control during rapid fire, but not so aggressive that it abrades your skin when carried against the body. The 18-degree grip angle feels natural in the hand and allows for intuitive pointing, which is crucial for a defensive pistol where you might not have time to perfectly align sights. The controls are well thought out for a carry pistol. The slide stop is accessible but not so prominent that you'll accidentally engage it. The magazine release is positive and easily reached without being prone to accidental activation. The optional manual safety on some models is slim but usable, satisfying those who prefer the extra security without getting in the way for those who train to disengage it as part of their draw stroke. Another major advantage of the Shield is the absolutely massive aftermarket support. From holsters to sights to triggers to magazine extensions, if you can think of it, someone makes it for the Shield. This level of customization potential is usually reserved for pistols like Glocks or full-size M&Ps. The holster market for the Shield is particularly impressive. Every major holster manufacturer, from Tier 1 concealed to Vetter to crossbreed to alien gear, makes multiple options for the Shield. This means you can find exactly the right carrying solution for your body type and preferred carrying position without compromise. Let's talk about maintenance, because it matters for a gun you're trusting your life to. The Shield is remarkably easy to field, strip, and clean. No tools required, no trigger pull necessary for disassembly, a safety plus in my book, and a simple, intuitive design inside. The design is also robust enough that it doesn't require cleaning after every range session. Any drawbacks? The main one is capacity. 7 or 8 rounds isn't a lot by modern standards, though it's typical for pistols in this size category. Smith & Wesson has addressed this with the Shield Plus, which increases capacity to 10+1 or 13+1, though that model does creep above our $300 price point. Another potential issue is the somewhat stiff slide operation out of the box. New shooters or those with hand strength issues might find racking the slide challenging initially, though it does break in nicely after a few hundred rounds. One final note worth mentioning is the Shield's track record. It's been on the market since 2012 and has been carried by civilians, law enforcement officers, and military personnel around the world. This long-term proof of concept is valuable when selecting a defensive firearm. You're not being a beta tester for some new design that hasn't proven itself in the real world. Bottom line, the M&P Shield proves that a proven, reliable concealed carry pistol doesn't have to cost a fortune. It's a tried-and-true design from a reputable manufacturer that will serve you well without breaking the bank. For those looking to enter the concealed carry world without spending a fortune, the Shield remains one of the best options available at any price point. Number 2. Taurus G2C. Coming in at number 2 on our list is the Taurus G2C, a compact pistol that's become something of a legend in the budget gun community. With a street price of around $250, this little Brazilian powerhouse costs less than a quarter of what you'd pay for many premium pistols. But don't let that budget price tag fool you. This isn't just a cheap gun. It's an incredible value that outperforms firearms costing 3 or 4 times as much. Let's talk specs. The G2C is a polymer-framed, striker-fired 9mm with a 12+1 capacity. It features a 3.2-inch barrel and weighs in at just 22 ounces unloaded. The compact size makes it an excellent concealed carry option, while still providing enough grip real estate for most shooters. Accuracy is another area where the G2C punches above its weight class. The 3-dot sights are easy to pick up, and the pistol delivers consistent 2 to 3-inch groups at 15 yards, performance that rivals pistols costing $800 or more. Now, is it perfect? Of course not. The trigger has a long take-up and reset that some shooters find distracting. But here's the thing. Once you train with it, that trigger becomes a non-issue, and Taurus has actually improved the trigger significantly compared to earlier models. Another advantage? The aftermarket support is incredible. You can find holsters, sights, triggers, and other upgrades for a fraction of what you'd pay for accessories for premium brands. For anyone looking for a reliable, accurate concealed carry pistol that won't break the bank, the Taurus G2C isn't just a good choice, it's an outstanding one. It proves that you don't need to spend $1,000 to get a dependable defensive firearm. Think about it this way. For the price of one high-end pistol, you could buy a G2C, 1,000 rounds of quality ammunition, a good holster, night sights, and still have money left over for professional training. And at the end of the day, That combination will serve you far better than just an expensive gun sitting in your safe. The Taurus G2C, affordable, reliable, and proof that sometimes the best things don't have to come with a premium price tag. Number 1. Glock 17. Taking our number 1 spot is a pistol that might surprise you on a budget list, the Glock 17. Now we know what you're thinking. Glocks aren't budget guns. But hear me out. While a brand new Gen 5 Glock 17 will run you over $500, police trade-in Gen 3 or Gen 4 Glock 17s can often be found for around $350 to $399. And that's what makes this such an incredible value. You're getting arguably the most proven, reliable pistol platform in history at a price point that competes with many budget offerings. The Glock 17 is the original Wonder 9 that revolutionized the handgun market. It's a full-size 9mm that holds 17 plus 1 rounds of ammunition. The design is simple, robust, and has been proven in military and law enforcement use worldwide. The trigger on most Glocks is consistent. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but it breaks the same way every single time, which is crucial for accurate shooting. With a bit of practice, you'll find it more than adequate for defensive use and target shooting alike. What really sets the Glock 17 apart, even as a used pistol, is the absolutely massive aftermarket support. No other handgun on the planet has as many options for customization and upgrades. From holsters, to sights, to triggers, to mag wells, to magazine extensions. If you can dream it, someone makes it for Glock. The Glock 17's ergonomics are a bit polarizing. Some people love the grip angle, others hate it. But even if it's not perfect for your hand out of the box, the abundance of aftermarket grip sleeves, back straps, and other modifications means you can make it work for you. Any downsides? Well, aesthetically it's a Glock. It's not winning any beauty contests. The grip angle doesn't work for everyone, and some find the finger grooves on Gen 3 and Gen 4 models uncomfortable. And of course, there's the fact that we're talking about used pistols here, which means potential wear and tear. Bottom line, a police trade-in Glock 17 represents possibly the best value in the entire firearms world. You're getting legendary reliability, massive aftermarket support, and proven performance at a price point that competes with budget offerings. For these reasons, it takes our number 1 spot as the budget gun that most embarrasses $1,000 pistols. So there you have it, our top 5 budget guns that embarrass $1,000 pistols. What all these pistols prove is that you don't need to spend a fortune to get a reliable, accurate handgun that you can trust your life to. The days of "you get what you pay for" being the absolute rule in firearms are over. Today's budget offerings deliver performance that was unthinkable at these price points just a decade ago. Now, are there advantages to some of those 1,000 plus pistols? Sure, you might get slightly better fit and finish, maybe some premium features or a bit more prestige. But when it comes to the fundamentals, reliability, accuracy, and functionality, these budget options deliver where it counts. Before we go, we want to hear from you. Have you used any of these budget-friendly pistols? Do you think we missed any that should have made the list? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button, consider subscribing, and make sure to tap that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos on firearms, training, and gear. Until next time, stay safe, train often, and remember, it's not about how much you spend, it's about how well you can run the gun.